Good morning. We, Group 1, are going to present on the online group presentation Artificial Moral Agent on the Machine Smart Home. My name is Tina, and I'm going to give you the introduction and the Rule 1 as well as the conclusion. Now, before going on to the rules, I would first talk about what is to be an ethical agent. An ethical agent is a conscious being which should be responsible for his actions. Robots, to be regarded as an ethical agent, they should be autonomous, which means they need to possess free will. Robots are not programmed or controlled by other people. In that case, we can say they possess free will. Intentionality is of key importance. They should be able to have the ability to do harm or good, meaning they should analyze what is good or bad. Furthermore, ethical agents take responsibility for their actions. In this presentation, we like to dive into some of the rules of what our AI machine should have. AI and its associated machines are a technology which is built by humans. Similar to how we humans work in an ethical environment, the AI machines should also be trained and followed in an ethical environment, as these machines typically rely on very large volumes of various types of data. As AI machines are nowadays treated as replacement of human labor work, it is essential that important rules and policies are to be followed and maintained by them. As smart home, an AI machine is used by people of different age groups. These people of different age group has various reasons for using these devices. There is just as much diversity when examining the potential risk in smart home implementation. Let's talk about an example. Companies like Amazon have exploited people's need for new age security and convenience. They released a product like Alexa, putting microphones and cameras in their house. The average end users wouldn't think much about security threats that come along with it. We can't expect an end user to exercise completely comprehensible control of their data because they're not aware of how much data is being generated. Ethically, it would be up to the data controllers and the manufacturer of these machines to provide full explanation of how their products are monitoring and using their information. Rule 1. Privacy. Currently, in various smart home systems, we have the controls for various types of devices like locks, lights, and other devices are vulnerable. Entertainment systems offer many ways into your home and car electronics, but these entertainment systems might also steal the information of the users. Malware can turn your smart refrigerator into a spam bot. Your car's locks can be unlocked remotely. Smart devices in your body, like insulin pumps, can also be hacked. Hackers can control your vehicle brakes. Personal fitness devices, like smart devices, can tell a hacker where you are, track your location. Firstly, we know the smart home, which is an example of an AI system, works on enormous amount of data. It is very much essential that this data is stored carefully and privacy is very much maintained. Developers and architects also need to architect AI systems to automatically detect fake data and unethical behavior. It is responsible of every AI system to maintain data privacy rights. Data should be collected as and only when required. Continuous capture of data and retrieval should not be entertained and must be minimized. Instead of a human programmer directly encoding a set of AI ethic precepts, the AI is shaped to try and learn them instead. For example, the use of ML, machine learning, DL, deep learning, typically relies upon feeding data into the algorithms and a computational pattern matching takes place. Similarly, we can use the above same mechanism to imbue ethical values into an AI system. That's all from me. Over to you, Chen. First,
Okay, thanks for Tina. And now, my name is Chen Jiang, and I will explain the highest property of the smart home AI, the user safety. So, in any facility, such as a residence, factories, or public facilities, no matter what the user is doing some things, once a dangerous situation across artificial intelligence should make corresponding promote as a first time and protect the safety of the user. For example, in the event of fire happening in the building, the AI should quickly control the fire. If it cannot be controlled, they must to not face the user to leave the house, the building, and contact with the fire department to control the fire later. In the event of the earthquake happen, the AI should inform the user to take cover or like evacuate from the building. In the event like of the shooting in the building, like terrorism, the AI should remind the user to hide and call the police officer to handle it. This example is things that AI should do in the dangerous situation. So let's talk about transparency about the smart home AI. As well, we know like the fear of the human begins come from the unknown. And smart home AI is like new things for people. In this case, consumers and the public should be made aware of smart home AI, such as some like underlying logic problems and various ways of AI on the human beings. If users can understand the AI well, then in the daily life there will be the less trouble. At the same time, society should construct some laws or policies to restrain the AI and the AI manufacturers. So we will talk about this on the next slide.
Okay, thank you, Chen. My name is Shernia Soetbekulu. My student ID is 301-2252-79. And now let's talk about the policy initiation to oversee a smooth transition to the smart homes. The government, in liaison with the private sectors and the manufacturers of the AI systems, should come up with the policies that will guide people through the transition process from normal homes to smart homes. The measures should stipulate how people will adapt to the changes brought by smart homes. People should be in a position to interact freely and comfortable with the devices installed in smart homes. And there's no doubt that embracing smart homes would lead to more changes in society. Furthermore, the program would cut the cost of human labor, as the computer systems may handle numerous tasks. For instance, with a smart home program, it would be uneconomical to have many security personnel guarding your home. So these measures should account for the people who will be left jobless following the introduction of smart homes. However, I believe there are plenty of benefits associated with embracing smart homes in the society. And it should also be in the interest of the public to know some of the advantages and disadvantages of smart homes. Before venturing into something new, it would be better if people are aware of the merits and demerits of the smart home program. Why is it important for people to embrace? What happens if the smart home program fails? Since the smart home program is a computerized system, is there any possibility of anyone hacking into the system? The public needs to be assured of their security in their interaction with the smart homes. In here, questions on the backup plan emerge. And I will talk about it on the next slide. Okay, now let's talk about equipping smart homes with ethical black boxes. Ethical boxes are created to enhance or guarantee safety of the AI systems, thus building public trust. It records the sensor data and influences the decision behaviors of the AI program. The idea of the ethical black boxes was borrowed from the aviation industry, where they are used to record evidence in the event of an accident. The presence of an ethical black box would prove to be very vital in providing information why the AI devices installed in the smart home program behave in the manner they did. Consequently, it's possible to make recommendations to inhibit similar incidents in the future. The process of having ethical black boxes offers transparency, where the AI system can be held accountable. The ethical black box may be likened to an explainer system, where the AI system would have to explain its behavior. The black box therefore offers to significantly advance the safety of the AI systems. In addition, it can also foster the societal acceptability of these innovations. The presence of the black box and the associated professional groups making use of it in the course of an investigation would demonstrate that the AI system and their developers are responsible and accountable for their behaviors. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Saindana Yoganathan and my student ID is 301152-304. Here we are discussing the rules for the AI to be an ethical agent. The next rule is define the organization's ethical standard for AI. We believe that AI would break the old rules and it become fully ethical agent like more than humans. We know that as a human, we couldn't be 100% morally ethically good. We can make rules, but all the humans do not follow these rules. That's why the needs of courts and judges and lawyers are remain still now. But AI is not like that. If we program in a certain way, it follow this way and it will act according to these algorithms. So we cannot say AI will break the rules. In smart homes, I think in future there may be a lot of gadgets using AI technology. So as a service provider or the programmer of these gadgets, we have to aware of this technology is moral agents. When we make a team for observe the devices, we will get more advantages from this. The team or organization should be clarify the maintenance, and if the teams report about the devices, then next rule is humans need to take responsibility for AI. One organization or company have to take responsibility for machines' actions which are launched by them. If anything went wrong, they should be take part of its mistake, because AI is a technology and actually they are machines. We cannot punish them for their actions, and it would not do anything for its selfishness. If something went wrong, the programmer or creator would be reasoned for this. So COC would be punished. It might be held by mistakes or carelessness. It should be punished by the universal law. The
the things which are identified a danger for humans' life before should be prohibited, and it should not used while programming a machine. For an example, if a person loses his or her life, the causes of doctor's carelessness, the doctor should be punished. As like if a machines make a harmful to any humans, as a programmer, the programmer should be punished. So if he make his rule in life, so AI should be more ethically agents. We can say AI is an ethically agent. And thank you so much. Thank you.
There is a rich history of automation bias to draw on, showing how people trust automated systems over their own judgments. Stress and time pressures make people rely more on AI for decision making. For example, there are numerous cases of people blindly following GPS, so much that in California the local rangers have coined the term death by GPS. This also leads to erroneous advice from automated devices in our home. Essentially, the problem is that AI learns from large sets of data. This kind of computation creates the assumption that when projected forward, things won't be radically different. There is also the risk that if the training data is flawed, then the learning will be flawed. To prevent this kind of problem, there needs to be effective and robust governance of AI, to ensure other types of bias aren't encoded into algorithms and perpetuated through automation bias. Secondly, organizations must train and empower human workers to use their unique skills and judgment, which will enhance automation and lead to the whole being greater than the sum of the parts. Another way that bias shows in AI is in the way it is presented. It is a wide perception that smart home assistants such as Alexa and Siri are also a sort of smart wife, having been designed with a lot of so-called feminine traits. With over 75% of programming jobs in the US taken by men, it is not difficult to see how this could be a very poor representation. In essence, we need to learn to balance AI input with human knowledge and experience, and consider the machine a trusted advisor rather than a leader. Anyone watching the news is aware of the near daily headline of privacy fiascos by major technology corporations. Unfortunately, some of these are the same corporations that are delivering a number of the most advanced AI products for smart homes. Facebook has had the worst track record of the major technology companies when it comes to the privacy of its customers. Fortunately, Facebook is also the company with currently little involvement in smart homes, but there is a projection that this will change in the future. Google, on the other hand, with their home products, is a significant player in the smart home field. Google is a company that works incredibly hard at learning everything it can about you so they can deliver targeted advertisement. To show you how far Google is going to learn about their users, they have formed a relationship with iRobot to use the mapping data collected by iRobot's Roomba vacuums to learn more about the homes that their customers live in. When you combine this with data already available on the internet, you can see how much Google will know about the inside of a home through this relationship with iRobot. Amazon-owned Ring is perhaps most famous for its video doorbells, and in the US Congress, Amazon is facing questions about the sharing of Ring data, with more than 900 police departments. Moreover, other investigations have found that Ring has shared information with the likes of Facebook and Google, but the company has said that it doesn't sell personal information to anyone, that has suspended the use of most third-party analytics services in Ring apps. With this, companies actually put the responsibility on users to weigh in their privacy versus the relevance of the content being delivered to them. All of these potential privacy issues must be discussed widely so that customers can make informed decisions about what they put in their homes.
These are some of the These are some of the rules of our smart home AI machine. To conclude, applying smart home technologies represents not only a technical but an ethical challenge. Ethical analysis of these technologies raise concerns about loss of privacy, the adequacy of consent, and maintaining agency. From this presentation, the purpose is to convey and raise awareness of the protection of privacy to the public, reminding people not to treat their own privacy as bare data with minimal importance. From the perspective of developers, they should be helping identify the moral issues, to help to resolve them, to point at issues that are intractable or difficult to resolve, and to find ethical justifications or express concerns. Such collaboration between ethics and engineering is necessary to develop solutions that are both technologically and ethically robust in an area that is quickly rising. Thank you.